Good morning, Crypto Chaos. How's it going, everyone? How's it going? I just woke up from a 14-hour coma. Sort of. It's a story. Yes, how's it going? Nebula Nerd and Braveheart Be Freedom right out the gate. Here we go. Good morning, Chaos family. How's it going, guys? Chaos, yes, Nebula Nerd. Is the music working? What? Here, I don't hear any music. Oh, it's very, very, okay, yeah, it's very faint. Yes, when we in it, we in it. We are definitely in it, my man. Guys, you know what else is 14 hours, besides my coma? 14 hours until the U.S. government shuts down, guys. Yes, that's right. We got 14 hours left. Where's my thing? Here it is, guys. 14 hours left to go. 14 hours and 38 minutes, particularly. Let's get the dancing mascots out of here and get the show started. Oh my gosh, guys, in the chat. Yes, Braveheart and Freedom coming in hot with a $2 super chat right out the gate. DCA list for Braveheart today. He's telling me we're gonna sneak that in later in on the segment. I love you, Braveheart. Yes, Advantis. We've got XDB, Pico, and LFG. According to Braveheart, that's the place you want to be. Again, not financial advice. All right, I'm hodling and not selling my ZBCN, says Braveheart. Me too, my man, me too. Tripping your balls off, says Nebs. I guess if dreams will do that for you, they'll do it for you. And dude, I would hodl. Braveheart Be Freedom says maybe buy more. Morning Nebs, all the things, Braveheart, all the things. Grand Rising Otaku and Chaos family, let's get this money. Gamma got us, let's go. How's it going? Good morning. Yeah, how's it going, Gamma? I invest in winners, says Braveheart. Good morning, Gamma, Cliffy, and Otaku. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Dylan's also in the house. How's it going, Dylan? And Cody. Damn, Diamond Hands, Cody Bakula, the jeweler, is in the house yet again, guys. How's it going, Cody? How's it going? All right, guys, let's see what we have. What more doom we have today. A little bit of story time since we got some time. Until we got about 7 minutes till the market opens. I started a little earlier today, just because. Just because I can, I guess. I got 25 seconds. It's not that early. Anyway, so story time. Last night, last night I went to bed. Well, I didn't go to bed. Last night I took a nap. I took a nap around 6 o'clock. I ate a big meal. You know what? I'm gonna grab a nap before I go on my live stream. I went to bed. I plugged in my phone because it was almost dead, and then I went to bed to take a nap. So I think I was gonna take like a half hour, an hour nap, and then my charger must have got unplugged behind the wall, and I just proceeded to sleep until my fan shuts off in my room when I wake up for the live stream. So I know what time it is when my fan shuts off. I'm like, oh my god. I went into a 14-hour coma, guys. I probably needed it. I actually ran the most I had ever ran in my entire life that day. Well, I guess my adult life. I don't even know. I think it was like 3.5 miles. It's not that much for me, but it might be for someone else. I mean, I guess it's a lot for me, but it might not be that for someone else. But I think that's why I pretty much put myself into a coma. Anyway, so I just wanted to give you story time before we get into it. Let's see how the market's looking before we get into the day. Right now we're looking at 97.8 on the Dixie, even with the shutdown looming. Oh wow, that's funny. Want to try to come back up and retest $198 or 98 on the Dixie. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how today's plays out. I just lost my mouse. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to take a look at, of course, fear and greed before the market opens. Stock market looking right now in neutral, which is kind of like the equivalent of fear right now for the stock market, since it's been sitting all-time highs almost every day. And then, yeah, we've got crypto fear and greed right now sitting in neutral as well. Wow, everyone is the calm before the storm. It's here, guys. It's here. I still love that Polymarket Bets right now is sitting at a 85% chance of a government shutdown, a 79% chance that it's going to happen on the 1st. Our policymakers aren't going to have much time left, guys. They had one day yesterday, and they have, 14 hours today to kick this into high gear to prevent a shutdown. But I think the Republicans want it now. I think they kind of want to, just eliminate some jobs in general. I don't know what the number is. Last time we had a shutdown, it was 850,000 employees were laid off or furloughed. I know Trump's made the stink that he doesn't want to have that many people furloughed. So we might see higher layoffs and or, terminations over at the Fed. All right, so let's see what's going on with the bubbles this morning. Kind of flat, looking like it's, again, approaching doomsday. A doomsday open today, maybe. It's Tuesday. It's usually a good day for Tuesday. We got about 4 minutes left in the market open bell. What else we have here in the chat, guys? Yes, I invested in, yes. We got EZ handing out coffee this morning. Yes, coffee running. Thank Coffin. Yep, that was me yesterday. Yep, that's it. Coffee, then run. I'm not sure what the last one means. I guess running like crazy. Then yeah, death. Yeah, that was me yesterday. And guess what? I'm gonna do it again today. Hopefully not the death part. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna replace my charger behind my bed. Inspector Music, yo, what is up, Inspector Music? What is going on, my man? Cliff says, glad to hear you had a good meal and slept. Yeah, I probably needed it, right? I've been stressing myself out like crazy the past 2 or 3 weeks. It has nothing to do with the markets. That's a stupid thing. That's the stupidest thing. It has nothing to do with my portfolio, my bags, the markets. It's all just nonsense, noise, friends, or what were friends. Yeah. Higher layoffs, lower rates in LMFAO. Yes, higher layoffs, lower rates. Glad you're well rested, Otaku. Thank you, my man. Thank you, Braveheart. I am here, and guys, we're going to be doing some 24-hour live streams soon. How soon? I don't know.
When will then
we kick this off?
Soon.
Whenever we actually have a parabolic day. Are we ever going to have a parabolic day, or are we just going to continue going slightly up and to the right? Forever. I don't know. It kind of seems that way. All right, guys. I think I've chilled here for a minute. Let's take a look and see what's going on in the charts. How's Bitcoin doing this morning? 113,300. It's doing okay. It's hanging in there. It actually came up a little bit right now. It's retesting 113 out of 113. Are we going to be able to break out? Get back up to where we were yesterday? We got as high as in the foreign market open. Looks like yesterday we had about as high as almost 115. So we smashed our head there on the wall, which was pretty much our target from yesterday anyway. We were trying to get to 115,000 breakout from our previous level. And yeah, that's kind of where the bears are holding up shop right now. I wonder how much they've already kind of pushed ahead with these on the order books. We can take a look at that too. I think we have a few seconds before the market opens. I want to keep that, yeah, on the corner there. I'm looking at Kimba. Don't pay for something you get for free, guys. Don't pay for something you get for free. Kimba the White Stone Land on YouTube. Bring in, yeah, the heat map, the book map for free. All right, so yeah, here we go. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we smashed through some of that yesterday, and they're just going to get stronger and stronger up right about on the $115,000 Bitcoin price. It does not look like they want to go any further ahead, which is kind of weird. There's a little bit there, but not that much. Above us right here, that's all kind of new. Yeah, this is kind of loading in here. Probably 117. You keep playing these games, man. I know where their stops are at. We've been stuck there for like a long time. As support, at resistance. Of course, these are all been our pit stops. 120, 117, 115, 115.5. And then, of course, where we are right now, we got to get back around 112. Right, 112 is our one of our strongest levels of support in the past. And then, of course, there's a lot of green underneath us. More green, stronger green below us than there is above us. So he's going to push us ahead, not below, in my opinion. Government shutdown could affect a little bit of a sell-off. We'll have to wait and see. This is not even playing right now. There we go. Okay. All right. We got to get into it, guys. We're about ready to open the bell in about 30 seconds, 40 seconds, something like that. Let's get on over there and see what's going on now. Any second now. All right. Yeah. So we got Cliff saying, y'all remember that drama about the government employees needing to list 5 things they accomplished in a week? What? Really? That's pathetic. Literally any items emailed back. Any items emailed back. Wow, we're acceptable for those 5 things, huh? All right, guys, we got the open bell market. It opens in about 20 seconds.
On this Tuesday, Danny Berger
Let's
is
see what happens.
Assignment. But I'm here, Matt Miller. This is Bloomberg Open Interest. We're looking at a drop on futures, just 0.1% on S&P futures, even less than that on the Nasdaq. Down the New York Stock Exchange, you've got Blue Owl Technology Finance ringing the bell. Craig Packer there, the president. They have just started trading over the summer, lost about 15% of their value since then, but it's a very popular space. We're looking at Crinetics Pharmaceuticals down at the NASDAQ market site. Now, they had more than doubled over the past 5 years, but recent gains have pushed them up almost to triple territory. Gains of 177% over the past 5 years for Crinetics. In terms of your stocks to watch today, CoreWeave has to be the big winner here, up more than 10% after Meta, Facebook, said it's going to buy more than $14 billion worth of compute, or rent it, I guess, as it were, from CoreWeave. That helps the stock rise to almost $135 a share. Jefferies comes out a little bit ahead of the other big investment banks because its fiscal year ends in November, and had great news on deals. They say M&A is back. Trading really picked up in the quarter because of the volatility that you saw there. And then ExxonMobil actually down by about 1% right now to $113.20 a share. They're firing another 2,000 employees in a restructuring that's been going on since Darren Woods came on as CEO. He's taken out $13.5 billion in costs since 2019. That's more than cost cutting at all of the other majors combined, which really makes you wonder about how much money his predecessor was spending. But let's get back to the broader market. We're back with Truist Chief Investment Officer and Chief Market Strategist Keith Lerner. Keith, we're looking at the potential of a government shutdown less than 15 hours from now. Most people think it's going to happen. How much does this matter for stocks?
You know, by itself, historically, not a lot. Doesn't mean it does add one more bit of, confusion or complexity to the market. But we've looked at the last 20 shutdowns going back to the 70s. And what's notable is stocks during the shutdown period have been up 50% of the time, and the average return is about half. Now, there's certainly some variation between that. But eventually, what happens is we move past these shutdowns. The longest one was the last one in 2018, which was about 35 days. There is a wrinkle with, what happens on the employment side and not having data as an example. But beyond the short term, this is not something that we would change our investment focus based on just some of this near-term uncertainty.
And you argue that, the bull market is the effect of these double-digit gains that we've seen in earnings for quarters. I wonder what would make you defensive? What would change the way you're positioning? If not a government shutdown, and we're still expecting earnings to be strong in the third quarter, what would change your mind?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a fair question, especially as we have valuations of which are somewhat rich. But the North Star of this bull market has been earnings. So it would be earnings. And, even if we don't get some government data releases in 2 weeks, we'll start to get the start of the next earnings season, which will be really important. But as stocks have made all-time highs here, what we're seeing is that the S&P forward earning estimates are also at an all-time high. We're also seeing that earnings broaden out to the equal weight index. We're seeing small cap earnings move up as well. So what would get us more negative would be that we start to see a moderation in earnings, especially as we're at a higher level, or some really extreme in move in the overall market where we just think that all the good news is baked in. And just as an example, a lot of discussion about are we in a bubble. The technology sector over the last year is up about 27%. Where we've seen on a year-over-year basis where that's been problematic has been when you move, up 75%, up 100%. So we're just not there, and it's all about earnings in our view.
You've upgraded.
All right. I think I've exhausted that conversation. Let's move on to CNBC. Yeah, it's pretty bullish. So pretty much saying that analysts calling basically for no effect of government shutdown on stocks and risk on assets. Crypto, I don't know. I still don't know about that one yet. We're very reactionary over on crypto. Okay, let's see what else is going on in crypto. Actually, I wanted to take a look at Bitcoin real quick. So yeah, 113,300 right out the gate. Looks like we want to try to get a little bit back to where we were yesterday. There is a little bit of a leg up forming right now. If we can just break out of this, yeah, we already kind of did. Looks like we're about ready to try to retest 114,000 here loading. Probably wouldn't take much to do that. Again, if you look at the order books, pretty much set there for the bulls to run a little bit longer. All right, let's take a look at CNBC. They're talking about Tesla this morning. Treasury yields edge lower. 10-year holding around 4.1%. What else is
that hurt a lot of Tesla type buyers?
Yeah, the EPS revisions on Tesla have not gotten better. No, but they haven't gotten worse.
No, there's a piece out today about how there's 30 regions of Tesla that are selling well, and I thought it was a pretty good piece. People could, cut to the quick here, but there was a story about Tesla acceleration, acceleration of sales in 30 markets. Yeah. I thought that was significant.
It's a hilarious note because they flirted with downgrading it, and then they end up raising the target to 490.
That was very funny.
They also make a great point that if they're going to succeed in robotaxi, sales of deliveries are going to suffer. It's just going to be part of it, but they are willing to look past this cycle of auto deliveries. That's why they argue in the comp package, the targets for deliveries are not that aggressive.
It can be met. They can't.
All right. We're gonna. CNBC just doesn't entertain me as much anymore. Also with Tesla too. And we're talking about California and the oil prices. Right now it looks like they're teasing something between $7 and $8. Cody in the chat, let me know how much is gas over there in your area. What SoCal, NorthCal, what is it on average in California right now? They're teasing gas prices somewhere between $7 and $8 by the end of the year, maybe. I guess they're running out. They're also having issues with their energy grid. So like EVs they're actually pushing back on EVs because they don't want people to blow up the grid. So yeah, I'm curious to see what that would be in the chat, if you guys know. Whoa, and dude says $2.70 here in Pensacola. That's insanely low. That's crazy. Here in the States, in Chicago area, last time I was in Chicago, it was basically $4. Maybe a little more depending on where you went. South of Chicago was right now it's like 3-something, 325, 350, something like that, depending on where you go. Let me see where we are in morning. Crypto JPEG says, morning everyone, I'm late. Cliff says just over $4 last week, says Cliff. Near Arizona border approached $7. Damn. So yeah. So they are definitely feeling it out west, aren't they? And then Dylan says $2.70 there in Texas. There we go. Diamond Hands Cody saying $4.50 to $5. That's crazy high. All right, but not high as it could be. In a doomsday scenario. All right, guys, let's see what stock business is talking about. Let's get some political notion here. Shopify, they're talking about Shopify right now. Shopify is doing all right.
Marketing to sales to delivery. And now when you have ChatGPT, which their news is also coming, their new one-touch sales also coming to Shopify, this is going to just enable so many more people in this country to start businesses and to be able to grow the business using Shopify technology. This is the new version of Amazon.
Yeah, actually, so I've been actually looking at merchandising, guys. I got to get going because we're only like 50, 60 away from hitting 1,000 subs. And I told you guys we're going to get merchandising going when we hit 1,000 subs. Shopify is on the list for me to kind of get going with, or Shopify, right? Was it Fourth Wall? And there's another one that I was looking at into. I think Fourth Wall might be the one I go with. I like the name. I like the message. And of course the the fees I think are a little lower too. All right, let's see what else we got here. So we just ran through that. Let's take a look at sentiment right now since the market bell opened. Fear and greed right now for the stock market still sitting at neutral, 0.5051. Fear and greed for crypto still at 50. So nothing's changed after the market crossed over into the open. And then we have if I can get the damn thing, the Dixie sitting at 97.9. They did lose at 98. It's push up to 98. So close. Is it gonna break down? I guess it could probably break out. This is pretty much the make or break moment. It's sitting at this inverted head and shoulders on the Dixie. Could come back up. There's a lot of doom. I guess a lot of boomers are still running into the dollar, which is crazy. I don't understand it. Does not look like they're going to get back above What was the high this year? The high this year was 102, 101 in May, and the highest we had at the very beginning of the year, before we rolled over after the great win of DJT, was 104. So yeah, we're probably going to continue to roll over some more. My favorite chart to look at in the morning as well, still my favorite. We ran this bitch down from 109 all the way down to 98 year to date. So again, down and to the right is the Dixie, I say. Down and to the right with the Dixie, I say. All right, let's see what else we got in the talking heads. So we got to take a look at some of these headlines. Fox Business: Trump addresses generals, soldiers after Hegseth announces new military standards. Guys, I actually had a normie conversation I went in the bunker yesterday. When I left the bunker yesterday to make my run, I came back. One of the maintenance crews at the bunker site.
What are you, stupid?
Yeah, said was talking to me about just like how jobs in the area have kind of like dwindled down, and I'm like, oh well, did you hear that? Was it Trump was sending in the military into Chicago? That's just 2 hours north of us, right? 2.5, something like that, whatever, give or take. And he's like, oh yeah, I saw that. And he's like, we're going to go to war, man. They're gonna he changed the subject like radically. He went into like World War. He's like, he really believes that we're gonna go into World War, and the whole thing with Russia like invading UN airspace, and we're gonna get pulled into that in Ukraine. And I'm like, this is a normie, right? A normie. He probably only listens to Fox News, maybe. I don't know who's him personally on a personal level, but I do catch him from time to time, and him and I kind of have this groove going with news. So it's kind of funny to see that some of the normies are definitely feeling the warmongering for sure. All right, so yeah, this right here was one of the narratives we were looking at last week. I forgot our list of narratives out. We had what was it? Fear of World War III, and then he had that meeting with the generals and admirals. What was it like? Let me pull up my my notes real quick. These are, of course, our latest and greatest narratives, guys. Government shutdown imminent, happening today. It's happening. It's not even a question, I don't think, anymore. Yeah, let's do that. Go. How about fear? No, U.S. government shutdown. All right. It's basically a given that's going to happen. Fear of government shutdown, World War III, generals, admirals meeting. Yeah, the meeting, right? The meeting that's supposed to be taking place. That's taking place today, I believe. And so this was Trump was asked, the media was asking Trump about this last week. He's just like, what? It's nothing. This happens all the time. It's no big deal. Yeah. Hundreds of admirals. It was either, to be let go, a portion of them, or hey, we're creating a strategic offense, let's get the troops ready. I don't know, something weird like that. We got a $4 super chat coming in from Tola, my man. Keeping me fed with going with the coffee. Thank you, my man. Thank you again, Tola, for your $4 coffee. I appreciate it. I actually loaded up yesterday. I really do appreciate it. Thanks again, Tola. You don't say much, but you definitely send me coffee, and I appreciate it. All right. Russia. Yeah. So the Russian tariffs, India, Russia. No, it's not just so. There's a pattern here. It's Brazil. It's Russia, right? It's Russia. It's India. It's China. Who has not agreed to these? Right. On the tariffs. And what are the biggest nations? The biggest nations of BRICS, right? Brazil, Russia, India, China. BRICS, Saudi Arabia, or not South Africa. I think we have made a deal with South Africa, though, if I'm not mistaken. So the majority of BRICS still have not come to the table, and that's why I think that these tariffs might not be a real deal until we get some of these bigger ones on board with those talks. Trump does still have that meeting with President Xi, and is that on the list still? Yeah, right here in the TikTok deal. So maybe that's going to happen in October. I don't know. Hopefully that does happen. Let me move it up. Let's move that up. Okay, that's going to happen. Like, I think it was the 17th. Was it the 17th? My God, there's too many things happening in the middle of this month. Yeah, question mark. I don't know. When 1,000 subs, guys. When are we gonna hit 1,000 subs? Let's go, let's go. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Don't forget to hit it as we're trying to get to 1,000 subs. And of course, all hail the king of Ohio, Jake the Snake. He's actually gonna be coming on live with me this week. I can't wait for it, actually. It's gonna be a fun night. We haven't decided the date yet. But yeah, after that, Nebs, definitely would like to have you on board. Some of you other guys, definitely want to get a lot of your guys' opinion, how you overall feel the market. Maybe get, of course, like an origin story from some of you guys. I mean, love you guys. Everyone hangs out. We love each other. I think it's about time we get to know you guys a little further. We're having a lot of fun. And that's what it's all about. All right. So yes, TikTok, President Xi deal, Trump, Putin peace talks with Zelensky. These are all still lingering, some of these don't just have negative, reaction to the market. We could get a positive reaction out of some of the positive things, like the SEC hosting a public Bitcoin crypto roundtable on October 17th. We have Fed meeting talking about stablecoins, tokenization, and AI, also on the 21st. It's going to be a busy week, a busy month. And then, of course, we still have the November alien invasion, alleged invasion, whatever. The Harvard students were talking about months and months ago. Asteroid, more than likely an asteroid. Okay, all right. So yeah, those are the big things. Everything else is kind of just noise. Still, Cynthia Lummis is still planning to have this out. I don't know if we shut down, if we have a government shutdown, I don't think we're going to get that Thanksgiving target though. I'm just going to let you say it. I'm just going to say that out loud. Cynthia Lummis has been pushing for the strategic market, the structure bill, anti-CBDC, and of course the Bitcoin reserve, all before Thanksgiving. All before we sit down and plan for the holidays. Did I really just? Okay, yeah. So I don't think that's going to happen if we get a long shutdown. If we go into next month, and for sure we're not doing that, maybe not even this year. Again, another narrative that kind of pushes us into next year. Another reason why I think we're going to still pop off into 2026. All right, so those are, of course, our roundup on the narratives. If my computer wasn't stop acting up, I would actually put that in Photoshop and do something fun with it, like I did with my Bitcoin map. All right, anyway, so let's take a look at some of the headlines we got this morning while we're here. All right, so Trump addresses generals, soldiers, and Hegseth announces new military standards. So this seems to be a little bit more of a positive spin than we were leading to believe, right? We were leading to believe it was going to be maybe letting go a portion of the government, and or it was going to be, man, they got to get their audio fixed. Do you hear this feedback on that? Terrible. Or it was going to be, that they were going to go to war.
Said he's been president for 32 years, 22 years. He said, for 22 years I did nothing but kill his people. They were in the room together at the Oval Office. And they started off spread like this. I have the beautiful Resolute desk. And one was here, and one was here. You couldn't get further away. That's the furthest I've ever seen two people in front of me. And as the hour went by, they got closer. And at the end of the hour, we had it done. And they hugged and hugged and hugged. And I said, that's so nice, and you're going to remain friends. And I spoke to them, one of them the other day. He said, no, he's now my friend. But for 22 years, he's been the head of Azerbaijan for 22 years. And the other guy, great guy too, 7. And that war, that was a war that was not solvable. He said for 7 years. The other one said for 22 years. All I did was kill his people. That's all I've done. I said, well, we're going to put a stop to that. So we solved that. So it's a great thing. It's a great feeling. You're saving Kosovo and Serbia. You're saving so many lives doing this if you can do it. But our people deserve nothing less than the very best, and we're never going to let them down. And if we can solve wars instead of you having to fight wars, wouldn't that be wonderful, right? Wouldn't that be wonderful? That's why one of the first executive orders I signed upon taking office was to restore the principle of merit. That's the most important word, other than the word tariff. I love tariffs. Most beautiful word. But I'm not allowed to say that anymore. I said tariff is my favorite word. I love the word tariff. We're becoming rich as hell. We have a big case in front of the Supreme Court, but I can't imagine, because this is what other nations have done to us. And we have, great legal grounds and all, but you still have a case. It would be very bad if something happened. But I said, my favorite word in the English dictionary is the word tariff. And people thought that was strange. And the fake news came over and they really hit me hard on it. They said, what about love? What about religion? What about God? What about wife, family? I got killed when I said tariff is my favorite word. So I changed it. It's now my 5th favorite word. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But they hit me hard. But it is. I mean, when you look at, we've taken in trillions of dollars. We're rich again. And there'll never be, when we finish this out, there'll never be any wealth like what we have. Other countries were taking advantage of us for years and years. You know that better than anybody. And now we're treating them fairly. But the money coming in is, we've never seen anything like it. The other day they had $31 billion that they found, $31 billion. So we found $31 billion and we're not sure from where it came. A gentleman came in, a financial guy. I said, well, what does that mean? He said, we don't know where it came. I said, check the tariff shelf. No, sir, the tariffs haven't started in that sector yet. I said, yes, they have. They started 7 weeks ago. Check it. Comes back 20 minutes later. Sir, you're right. It came from tariffs. 31 billion. That's enough to buy a lot of battleships, Admiral, to use an old term. I think we should maybe start thinking about battleships, by the way. You know, we have a Secretary of the Navy came to me because I look at the Iowa out in California and I look at different ships and the old pictures. I used to watch Victory at Sea. I love Victory at Sea. Look at these admirals. Ships got the old pictures. I used to watch Victory at Sea. I love Victory at Sea. Look at these admirals. It's got to be your all-time.
I couldn't stand that feedback.
When I look at those ships, they came with the destroyers alongside of them, and man, nothing was going to stop. They were 20 deep, and they were in a straight line, and there was nothing going to stop them. And we actually talk about, you know, those ships. Some people would say, no, that's old technology. I don't know. I don't think it's old technology when you look at those guns, but it's something we're actually considering, the concept of battleship. Nice 6-inch sides, solid steel, not aluminum that melts if it looks at a missile coming at it. Starts melting as the missile's about 2 miles away. Now, those ships, they don't make them that way anymore, but you look at it, and your secretary likes it, and I'm sort of open to it. And bullets are a lot less expensive than missiles. A lot of reasons. I should take a vote, but I'm afraid to take that vote because I may get voted out on that one. But I tell you, it's something we're seriously considering. There were powers. There were big powers. They were just about as mean and scary as you could be. And so we're looking at that. One of the biggest cases that we won was the decision of the United States Supreme Court to allow us to proceed on the word merit. So those two words are right up there. So this is, I would say, the opposite if you ask for a definition, the opposite of political correctness. We went through political correct where you had to have people that were totally unfit to be doing what you're doing for many reasons. I won't get into them. But for many reasons, they were unfit. Now, it's all based on merit. That was such an unbelievable decision. I didn't expect we were going to win that one. We went in. We said we needed it. We went in for colleges, you know, where kids with a C average are getting into the best colleges, and the kids with A averages won't get in. And kids with the highest boards and the highest marks and the best marks couldn't get into the best schools. And people that had not good boards and not very good marks, I mean, okay, but nothing special, they were getting into our best colleges. I said, this is just crazy. You can't run a country like this. And it was lingering for years, and it got to the Supreme Court, and we won that decision. Merit, everything's based on merit. You're all based on merit. We're not going to have somebody taking your place for political reasons because they are politically correct, and you're not. We take the people that are going to do the best job. That's all. It's very simple. And that's the way our country was built. We were built on merit. We got away from it for a long time. And everyone understands it. And it was done. It was approved. I give great credit to the Supreme Court because I thought they had tremendous courage. I didn't think they'd do that. That was tremendous. I give them maybe for that decision almost more than anything because it's a hard decision to make. It's really hard. the apparatus of our country was not set up for merit. It was set up for political correctness. And you can never be great if you're going to do that. And we're going to be greater than we ever were before. We're bringing back a focus on fitness, ability, character, and strength. And that's because the purposes of American military is not to protect anyone's feelings. It's to protect our republic. And it's the republic that we dearly love. It's to protect our country. We will not be politically correct when it comes to defending American freedom, and we will be a fighting and winning machine. We want to fight, we want to win, and we want to fight as little as possible. You have to count on people like me to keep you out of wars, because we don't want to go into wars. Many of the wars that I just told you about, we could have entered those wars and settled them in a different way, lose a lot of our troops. And we could have settled them, I guess, differently. Maybe not, actually. Actually, you might not have been able to settle them. We just would have been in the middle of a lot of firepower. But when we do need it, you're going to be so ready. And you know it. But very importantly, with that goal in mind, I've committed to spending over $1 trillion on our military in 2026, and that's the most in the history of our country. $1 trillion, that's a lot of money. I hope you like that. Ma'ams and sirs, I hope you like it. That's a hell of a lot of money. We have the best of everything. Every branch is seeing major investments, and as I announced in the Oval Office in March, we are rapidly moving forward with the first ever 6th generation fighter jet. I didn't name it. I did not name it. Boeing came in and they said, sir, this is our submittal. It's the greatest fighting jet ever done. And, you know, they're testing all these planes. All the companies are testing, and this one tested like through the roof. And they said, we'd like to name it the F-47. I said, all right, let me think about it. Then after thinking for about 2 seconds, I said, okay. You know what that means, 47? I'm 47. So I'm 45, 46, and 47, you know, if you think about it. I just don't want the credit for 46. I don't want to have their open borders and people coming in from all over the world, including jails and mental institutes. I don't want that on my record, but I like having it. We're investing tens of billions of dollars in modernizing our nuclear deterrence capabilities like never before. And we've begun construction on what we call the Golden Dome missile defense shield. It'll be the most sophisticated in the world. You watched it do well until they had some problems at the end with a little bit of a lack of ammunition, defensive ammunition, but they've got that taken care of. But I tell you, it's what we're doing is so good, and we deserve it. You know, we help other countries with it. We don't have it ourselves. And Canada called me a couple of weeks ago. They want to be part of it. To which I said, well, why don't you just join our country? You become 51, become the 51st state, and you get it for free. So I don't know if that made a big impact, but it does make a lot of sense. It actually makes, because they're having a hard time up there in Canada now, because as you know, with tariffs, everyone's coming into our country. We have more investment than we've ever had before, $17 trillion coming in. As an example, in 4 years, Biden didn't have $1 trillion. We have 17 trillion more than that in 8 months coming in. And they're coming in from Canada, Mexico, from Europe, from all over. AI, auto plants. Everybody's coming back to the United States. Under my budget, we will be expanding the U.S. Navy by at least 19 ships next year, including submarines, destroyers, assault ships, and more. And it's going to be much more than that as we go along, because we basically don't build ships anymore. We do build submarines, but we don't build ships. Do you know in the Second World War, they were freighters and different types, but we were doing a ship a day, and now we don't do ships. And I'm not a fan of some of the ships you do. I'm a very aesthetic person, and I don't like some of the ships you're doing aesthetically. They say, oh, it's stealth. I say, that's not stealth. An ugly ship is not necessary in order to say you're stealth. By the way, the B-2 bombers were incredible. That is stealth. They went into that. I was with General Kane and Pete were in we call it the war room, but we're watching them go in, and they were totally untouched. They were not seen. They were literally not seen. They dropped their bombs. They hit every single one of them, hit its target. It was total obliteration. CNN, when we came back, fake news CNN, oh, their camera just went off. You know, their camera, every time I mention them, they turn the camera up because it's never good. They say, this is a problem. But I don't blame them. You're better off keeping it off. But they have some scammer reporter who started saying, without any knowledge, that he may not have hit the targets as well as they thought. It may not have been obliteration. He did hit the targets, and I got to give us a little credit, right? It was obliteration, it turned out. The Atomic Energy Commission said it was obliteration. They had, not only did they hit the target, they had these shoots. And think of this here. Way up in the sky, there was no moon. It was dead dark. You couldn't see a thing. You couldn't see them. But they had, I guess, a beam going right into these chutes. Every single one of those bombs went right down those chutes into a granite mountain. I think it's the last time they're going to build air chutes. They had these air chutes that were nice, beautiful. They were meant for us. But it was total obliteration. And now they give us credit for that. But these people were phenomenal. I tell you, for the Air Force people here, you can be very proud. That B-2, we just ordered a lot of new ones and updated ones, but I'd take the other ones. Let me tell you, they couldn't have worked any better. So they flew for 37 hours total, back and forth, no stops, no nothing. We had 52 tankers loading them up, and that's a job I wouldn't necessarily want too much, flying a tanker, loaded up with hundreds of thousands of gallons of fuel. I don't know if I'd do that job. I asked the question, what happens if it gets hit? Sir, you don't want to know about that, right? I don't want to know about that. But those guys, they just hear us. They're incredible. I had them all to the Oval Office. We had the B-2 pilots and a lot of the people, even the people that took care of them, the maintenance people, just as important. We had them all to the White House, gave them a big party on the lawn, brought some of them into the Oval Office. But on top of all this, we'll deliver a hard-earned pay raise of 3.8% to every soldier, sailor, airman, Coast Guardsman, Space Guardman, and Marine, something you weren't getting from the past administration. They did not treat you with respect. They're Democrats. They never do. Not only are we rebuilding our great strength, but for the first time in years, my administration is actually using that strength to defend the core and vital interests of America, and very simply, we are putting America first. And I have, since I've been elected, I've always put America first. It's sort of simple, you know, when you think. My campaign was run on common sense, and we did great. We got the highest numbers ever received in terms of districts. You know, they have it broken up, 2,500 versus 525. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote. We won everything. We won everything. You have to take a look at the map. It's almost entirely red, except there's a little blue line on each coast, and I think that's going to disappear too. We did really great, and part of it is because of our success with the military, the rebuilding of the military, the vote that I got from the military, and they're vicious people, you know, that we have to fight, just like you have to fight vicious people. Mine are a different kind of vicious, but they spread all these horrible, you know, they made up statements and said what I said about everything, but even about the military. But fortunately, the military didn't believe it. It's hard. You know, they make up a statement and they said, you say it. We had 25 people that said he never said that. 25. We had 25 affidavits. And they said, well, we're going with it anyway. You know, these sleazebags. And it's why the press is really losing all power, because people aren't believing it. We need an honest press. We need borders. We need borders, we need an honest press, we need fair elections. I mean, those three things. And we don't have an honest press, we have a really corrupt press, but we fight through the corrupt press. And the people understand you have to do this stuff a lot. You have to go on television a lot because you can't get a fair shake if you're going to rely on somebody else. They don't understand. They've destroyed the image of media now is at the lowest point it's ever been. It's lower than Congress. Can you believe that? It's something. But together with many of you in the room, we've brought back the fundamental principle that defending the homeland is the military's first and most important priority. That's what it is. Only in recent decades did politicians somehow come to believe that our job is to police the far reaches of Kenya and Somalia, while America is under invasion from within. We're under invasion from within. No different than a foreign enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniforms. At least when they're wearing a uniform, you can take them out. These people don't have uniforms. But we are under invasion from within. We're stopping it very quickly. After spending trillions of dollars defending the borders of foreign countries, with your help, we're defending the borders of our country from now on. We're not going to let this happen. Biden let people come in from prisons, mental institutions, drug dealers, murderers. You know, we had 11,488 murderers allowed into our country by this guy who had no clue. He had no clue. He shouldn't have been there in the first place, but he had no clue. The people that ran the office, the White House, were people that surrounded him, radical left lunatics that are brilliant people, but dumb as hell when it came to policy and common sense. And they allowed people from all over the world, from the Congo. They opened up prisons in the Congo. They came into our country totally unmatched, unvetted, unchecked. And from all over, South America, not just South America. You know, you think South America, no, but from all over. A lot came in from Venezuela. Venezuela emptied its prison population into our country. That's why they have Tren de Aragua, one of the worst gangs ever. But we took care of them. We took good, strong care of them. And I just want to thank the National Guard in Washington, D.C. It's embarrassing to say this. Now I can say it because we solved it. But Washington, D.C. was the most unsafe, most dangerous city in the United States of America. And to a large extent, beyond. And beyond that, you go to Afghanistan, they didn't have anything like that. You go to countries that you would think there's problems, they didn't have that. And now Washington, D.C., after 12 days of serious, serious intensity, we took out 1,700 career criminals. If you have 5 career criminals, they can make your numbers look very bad because they'll commit many crimes a day. But we took out 1,700, and they took them out. There was no doubt who the boss was. They did an unbelievable job. Then they started even cleaning. I said, I don't want them doing that, sir. They were cleaning it up. I drove through it 2 days ago. It was beautiful. People are walking down the street holding hands, man and wife, coming from Iowa. They're not worried about being shot. Washington, D.C. is now a safe city. In fact, I went out to dinner with my crew. I haven't done that. In theory, I wouldn't do it. And I felt totally safe. And nobody's been attacked. Nobody's been hurt. Washington, D.C. went from our most unsafe city to just about our safest city in a period of a month. We had it under control in 12 days, but give us another 15, 16 days, it's perfect. And people other than politicians that look bad, they think, you know, the Democrats run most of the cities that are in bad shape. We have many cities in great shape too, by the way, I want you to know that. But it seems that the ones that are run by the radical left Democrats, what they've done to San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places. And we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war too. It's a war from within. Controlling the physical territory of our border is essential to national security. We can't let these people in. You know, we had no people enter in the last 4 months. 0. Even I can't believe that. You know, we had millions coming in, pouring in. 25 million all told, and of those 25 million, many of them should never be in our country. They would take their worst people and their people from prisons and jail, and they'd put them in a caravan and they'd walk up. CNN was interviewing one person. Oh, why are you coming? I want freedom. Good. Were you in jail? Yes. For what? Murder. He said, you're in for, you had to see this anchor, a young woman. She's like, I couldn't believe. She'll probably lose her job, but because the left doesn't want to hear that. But we're running it based on common sense and based on love of our country. But I want to salute every service member who has helped us carry out this critical mission. It's really a very important mission. And I told Pete we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. Because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, stupid governor, stupid.
It's coming.
They threw him out of his family business. He was so stupid. I know the family. He becomes governor. He's got money. Not money that he made, but he ran for governor, he won, and now he criticizes us all the time. And last week they had 11 people murdered, 44 people shot. The week before that they had 5 people murdered, 28 people shot. Every weekend they lose 5, 6. If they lose 5, they're considering it a great week. They shouldn't lose any. You shouldn't lose any. This is civilization. And he's always up there saying, we're in very good shape. We don't need the military. No, they need the military desperately. How about Portland? Portland, Oregon, where it looks like a war zone. And I get a call from the liberal governor. Sir, please don't come in. We don't need you. I said, well, unless they're playing false tapes, this looked like World War II. Your place is burning down. I mean, you must be kidding. Sir, we have it under control. I said, you don't have it under control, Governor, but I'll check it, and I'll call you back. I called her back. I said, this place is a nightmare. It's certainly not the biggest, but it's one of the worst. It's brutal. They go after our ICE people, who are great patriots and tough job too, but they love it. They love it because they're cleaning up our country. And so you look at some of the things where they took over parts of Seattle. They actually took over a big percentage of Seattle. Think of it.
I remember that.
That was a while ago. And I sent in the troops, and they were gone. As soon as I sent them in, when we send in the troops, if you have a real leader that says you got to do what you have to do, I put that out the other day. You got to do what you got to do, because we don't want our people hurt as they stand by. I was watching during Biden, there were troops standing up like this, brave, standing up at attention, the way I should stand all the time. And I'm like this, and people are standing, and their mouth is this far away from their mouth, and they're spitting at them, and they're screaming at them. And that soldier standing there, he wants to knock the hell out of the person, but he's not allowed to do anything. So they just stand there, and they get abused, and a woman was this far away from his face, and she starts spitting in his face, and he's not allowed to do anything. If it's okay with you, generals and admirals, I've taken that off. I say, they spit, we hit. Is that okay? I think so. They spit, it's a new thing. They spit, we hit. How about the cars, where the cars are coming out? They get brand new cars, Border Patrol, ICE, beautiful, nice new cars. And they're driving along, and they have to go through a gauntlet of rocks being thrown at the car. So here's this beautiful brand new car. By the time it goes 100 yards, it's destroyed. These guys have pretty good arms, some of them. And they're throwing bricks at full force into the window and into the car. It looks like it's a war zone. And I said, never let that happen again. From now on, if that ever happens, and I say it here, you get out of that car and you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Because those people are you can die from that. Those bricks go through the windows. You can die. They'd like it to. They'd like it to go through the window. But this was a couple of months ago. They just kept driving, and bricks are hitting the car. And I said, why aren't they stopping? Because they were under orders from the past administration, never stop. But that's different with us. We stop. And since I gave that order, we haven't had that problem. It's very interesting. It's amazing. It's just like in Venezuela. You've seen the boats going. We can't find any more boats. They're carrying drugs, massive. Every boat kills about 25,000 people. That's what they have. They had fentanyl mostly and a lot of other drugs. And we take them out, and we've taken out 4. And it's on air. Everybody gets to see it. Not that we like to do that, but every boat kills 25,000 on average. Some people say more. You see these boats, they're stacked up with bags of white powder. It's mostly fentanyl and other drugs too. And now we have a problem. General Kane says, sir, there are no boats out there. Not even fishing boats. They don't want to go fishing. I don't blame them. There'll be no fishing today. But it's amazing what strength will do, because all we want to do is stop drugs from flowing into our country. It's destroying. We lost 300,000 people died last year. Everybody knows friends, many friends probably, that you lost a child, or adults too, but you lost a son or daughter because of what's coming into our border. And we're making it very hard. Oh, and we haven't even started yet. Last month I signed an executive order to provide training for quick reaction force that can help quell civil disturbances. And this is going to be a big thing for the people in this room, because it's the enemy from within, and we have to handle it before it gets out of control. It won't get out of control. Once you're involved at all, they all joke. They say, oh, this is not good. You saw it in Washington. We had gangs of Tren de Aragua with 10, 12, 15 kids, and these military guys walk up to them, and they treat them with disrespect, and they just got pounded. They just got pounded. The gang just pounded, then thrown into paddy wagons and taken back to their country. Some are so dangerous we don't want to even do that, because we don't want to, some of stone cold murderers, we don't have the confidence, even though they're not coming back very easily, we don't have the confidence, we put them in jails. But these service members are following in a great and storied military tradition, from protecting frontier communities to chasing outlaws and bandits in the Wild West. And our history is filled with military heroes who took on all enemies, foreign and domestic. You know that phrase very well. That's what the oath says, foreign and domestic. Well, we also have domestic. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Grover Cleveland, George Bush, and others all used the armed forces to keep domestic order and peace. Many of our leaders used the military to keep peace. Now they like to say, oh, you're not allowed to use the military. And you know what the people say? The people in those cities where they're being raped and shot and beat up, you know what they say? We love the military. You ever see where they interview the people on the street? I've never seen somebody say they don't, unless they're radical and paid off, because a lot of these insurrectionists are paid by, whether it's Soros or other people, but they're paid by the radical left. So today I want to thank every service member, from general to private, who has bravely helped us secure the nation's capital and make America safe for the American people. It's amazing. The whole world is watching. Everybody in the White House, they come up to me, young women, sir, thank you. I know immediately what they're thanking. They don't have to say it. They walk to work now to the White House. We haven't had a crime in Washington in so long, because we got the careers, we call them the careers. We got these lunatics out, and they'll never be any good. You know, I hate to tell this to the liberal media. You could spend time with them. You could do whatever you want. You could send them to the finer schools, which they couldn't get into anyway, mentally. They couldn't get in, but no matter what you do, they'll never be good. They're bad. They're career criminals. I don't know, maybe they were born that way. Some people don't like me to say that, but maybe they were. Certainly some were. Together with the leaders here today, we're also restoring a needed focus on defeating threats in the Western Hemisphere. Throughout this region, cartel terrorists have been allowed to wage a relentless campaign of death and destruction on our country, all because we had weak leadership on top. And we did a great job with it first term, but this is something else what we're doing now. We're taking it to the next level, probably next level times 3. But we had COVID come up, and we had to take care of that. We did a great job with COVID. We had the therapeutics, it's just Regeneron, so many things we did for COVID. But we had to focus on that, and every other country in the world was being decimated by COVID. So we had to change gear a little bit to take care of that. But under our leadership, the military is now the knife's edge in combating this sinister enemy. We have to put the traffickers and cartels on notice, and we've done that. And we put them, a lot of them, we've called them a terrorist organization, which is actually a big thing to do. Nobody's done it, but I've done it with a lot of them. It gives you a tremendous advantage. If you try to poison our people, we will blow you out of existence, because that's the only language they really understand. That's why you don't see any more boats on the ocean. You don't see any boats. Around Venezuela, there's nothing. As president, I will never hesitate to defend our people from threats of violence, from the horrible plague that's taking place from within. The Iran nuclear power, the Iran, all of the great power that we thought existed, we blew it out to kingdom. We took advantage of it, and we just really took advantage of it, and it was a beautiful thing to see, and that's what military power can achieve. That's why I chose Raising Cane. He's fantastic, by the way. I hope you all agree. If anybody disagrees, could I please have your hand? Who disappears that Raising Cane is no good? Just raise your hand. I don't see any hands raised. All right. That means you're okay. That means that he's okay now, but I saw his results. You know, he took out ISIS. I was told it was going to take 4 years. It took 4 weeks. I went to see him, and he took him out in 4 weeks, knocked him out, knocked him to hell. And I was told by military people it was going to take 4 to 5 years to do it. And I don't even know if we'll have it then, sir. These were the Washington generals. I call them the television generals. But Raising Cane did it in 4 weeks, took out 100% of the ISIS caliphate. As a result of these actions and many others since my inauguration, we're witnessing the triumphant return of peace through strength. We have great peace through strength. America is respected again as a country. We were not respected with Biden. They looked at him falling downstairs every day. Every day the guy's falling downstairs. He said, it's not our president. We can't have it. I'm very careful, you know, when I walk downstairs, like I'm on stairs, like these stairs, I walk very slowly. Nobody has to set a record. Just try not to fall, because it doesn't work out well. A few of our presidents have fallen, and it became a part of their legacy. We don't want that. You walk nice and easy. You don't have to set any record. Be cool. Be cool when you walk down, but don't pop down the stairs. So one thing with Obama, I had zero respect for him as a president, but he would bop down those stairs. I've never said, da-da-da-da-da-da, pop, pop, pop. He'd go down the stairs, wouldn't hold on. I said, it's great. I don't want to do it. I guess I could do it. But eventually, bad things are going to happen, and it only takes once. But he did a lousy job as president. A year ago, we were a dead country. We were dead. This country was going to hell. We were dead in every way, from immigration to military. We didn't have the weapons. We were given everything to Ukraine. We had nothing. And by the way, I have to tell you, now, as you know, I went over and I met with NATO, and NATO raised from 2 to 5, which everyone said 5% of GDP. Millions and now trillions of dollars are pouring in. They didn't pay the 2% because they know we were there to pay it. And now they paid the 5%. That's trillions of dollars. And we're not spending any money on that war, not 10 cents. We sell our equipment to NATO. NATO pays us for the equipment, and they give it to Ukraine or whoever they give it to. But they can keep it, but we're not involved. We have no money going out. Biden gave $350 billion. Not sustainable. $350 billion. And we have a war that should have never started. But we're not doing that anymore. So I just want you to know we're selling equipment. Our people are buying equipment. They are buying the equipment at full price, a fair price. So I don't want to say we're making money, because I don't want to be making money on a war. It's too many people dying. They're losing 7,000 soldiers a week. A lot of them are Russian soldiers, but between the two countries, mostly soldiers, by the way. Sometimes, you know, in Kiev, they'll lob a missile in, or some drones in, kill some people. But mostly it's soldiers. Russia and Ukraine are losing 7,000 souls. And, you know, they're not American. They're not us. They're not you. We have a special obligation. But they're soldiers. They're young people. They leave their parents. They wave goodbye. And then 2 days later, they're blown up so unnecessarily. And so that's the primary reason I want to get it done. We got to get it done. It's crazy what's going on. That's the worst war that there's been since World War II. The number of soldiers that are being killed there is just crazy. From 5,000 to 7,000 soldiers die a week. Think of that. So I think we'll get that done, but that's turned out to be the toughest one. I'm so disappointed in President Putin. I thought he would get this thing over with. He should have had that war done in a week. And I said to him, you don't look good. You're 4 years fighting a war that should have taken a week. Are you a paper tiger? And it's a shame, but I think eventually we'll get that one done, just like in theory, I want to knock on wood, because you never know. It's like we're going to have the Middle East done, which is actually a much harder thing to do. I mean, thousands of years, but we have to get that war done. So now just think of it, we're a dead country. I was with the King of Saudi Arabia, a great guy. I was with the Emir of Qatar. I was with the great leadership of UAE. I was over there. We brought back $2 trillion and more. They ordered 200 planes, Boeings. They ordered so much, and they were great. But they all said essentially the same thing. They said, 1 year ago, you were a dead country, and now you're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're the hottest country in the world right now. The absolute hottest country in the world. There's nobody even close. Putin said that to me. We met in Alaska, had a good meeting. Then he went back and started sending drones into Kiev. I thought we had a good meeting. But it's one of those things. But we were a dead country a year ago. And now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. Think of that. You can be proud of that. And you must have felt like hell when you have a wife or a husband at home and you used to read the numbers that we can't get people to join the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. You must have felt like, I have a job that nobody wants. That doesn't feel good. Well, now you have a job that is brimming over with people wanting it. They want it. And you're able to get a much higher quality because now you have your choice. You want so many. And we're going to have many, many people that aren't going to be able to join because of the fact that we don't need them at this moment. But think of it, what a difference that is from, I could just imagine 2 years ago, you're reading front page articles in the New York Times, of course, and Wall Street Journal. They always give us unfair stories. But they played it so big, they were playing it so big. Nobody wants to join the Army, the Marines, the Air Force. They don't want to join. They don't want to join the Coast Guard at all.
I just had a friend
join. Nobody wants to join. Nobody wants to join our police forces. Our police forces also. It's almost went hand in hand. And I used to say, boy, I'm speaking in front of the military today, and it's embarrassing because I'm speaking in front of people who have a job that other people don't want, but now you have a job that everybody wants. So I think that has to make you feel good. It's one of the reasons I love being here today, because I wanted to say that. I have to say that. Everybody wants to be in the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines. If you think the Coast Guard and Space Force, our beautiful Space Force.
Yes!
It's a whole different world. And now they're signing up, by the way, seriously big numbers for the police. Dangerous job, isn't it? Huh? Fire department. But that's paving the way for progress once thought almost impossible. I mean, a year ago, you wouldn't have thought that was possible. A year ago, they were talking about making the military smaller because they can't get the people to join. We're thinking about making it larger because we have so many people. And it's nice to be able to cut people because of merit that aren't really qualified for any reason, a physical reason, a mental reason. You don't have to take them anymore because you have the pick of the litter. And they all want to be with you. They all want your job. They want to be with you. They want to work with you. They'll even take your job, Got to be a little bit sharp. You got to watch it. But everybody wants to be doing what you're doing now. What a difference. When I speak to you, and I can say that as opposed to a couple of years ago when I was talking to rooms where they were desperate to get people and they couldn't get them. What a difference a presidential election can make. That's all it is. It's just a presidential election. Yesterday at the White House, we put forward a plan for peace in Gaza. We announced it, and we're going to create something that was my idea, but unfortunately I got drafted. It's going to be called the Board of Peace, and it's going to reign over that territory, and we're going to get that done. And they asked if I'd be the chairman of the Board of Peace. I wasn't counting on that. I had the idea for the Board of Peace, but I said yes, and I guess because of that, every leader, everybody wants to be on the Board of Peace, and we're going to watch over that very volatile part of the world and keep it non-volatile, so you don't have to get involved. We want to save you for other things or save you for nothing from that standpoint. We don't want you fighting wars, but if you have to, you're the most lethal fighting force in the world. And I would say that even 2-3 years ago, but now I say it with great enthusiasm. It's so true. And we're striving tirelessly to end the terrible war in Ukraine. And as you know, we're also working hard to get the allies to share more of the burden of our defense. Much of that has really already taken place. But all NATO members have committed to the increase that I talked about. Think of that. That was unthinkable. It used to be 1%, then we got it up to 2% in my last term. And they did not like it. And now I got it to 5%. And I get along great with all of them. In fact, they call me the president of NATO. I said, I don't think so. But they're great. They're great people. And they're spending a lot of money. And a lot of money that they should have been spending in the past. But I think Putin was a wake-up call for them, really. We're now selling large quantities of American-made weapons to NATO, and we're getting really fair pricing. We're making a lot of money. It's my hope that from Europe to Asia to the Middle East, our allies will make similar commitments to increase their military capabilities. And this will greatly strengthen our alliances, and also it'll make war far less likely. You know, if you're a strong presence like we are such a strong presence now. And I go around bragging about that. I said, we have the strongest military anywhere in the world. I say it. You never heard Biden say that. You never heard him say anything. But you never heard him say, did you ever hear him say, we have the strongest military? He doesn't say that. I say it. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world. We have great leadership. And I'll tell you, Pete and General Kane, and all of the people that I've met that have been lifted up in rank. And we got many of them out of here, too. I'll be honest with you. Didn't like doing it, but we got many of you out of here because we weren't satisfied. We know everything about everybody. It'll also help the United States rapidly rebuild our defense industrial base. Each of you can play an important part in getting allies to do their part. So to that end, Secretary Hegseth will soon be announcing major reforms to streamline military acquisitions and expedite foreign military sales. We have tremendous numbers of countries that want to buy our equipment, and you know, in many cases it takes too long. They're backlogged. We're backlogged on all the equipment, which is something that's new to us a little bit. And I told those companies, you better get your ass going, because we're selling you a lot of equipment. We're getting countries to buy your equipment. You got to produce the equipment. Some of the countries, I'm not going to mention, but some of the countries are buying a lot. And that's a good thing. They're on our side. 95%. I'll never say 100% because it can always turn, right? You know about that. But they're on our side. The problem is we have to get the companies that make this equipment, and we make the best equipment in the world, but they got to make it faster. We have orders for the F-35. We have orders for everything. The new F-47. We have orders for everything. They got to make it faster, a lot faster. Ammunition they have to make faster. In the coming months, we'll be making even more historic announcements to fully embrace the identity of the Department of War. I love the name. I think it's so great. I think it stops wars. The Department of War is going to stop wars.
The Department of War is going to stop wars.
We are as ruthless and relentless as our enemies. The United States Armed Forces will be totally unmatched in the future. We have a group of enemies that are very ruthless and very smart, but they can't match us. They can't match us. They don't even come close to matching us. Again, you know, it's very important for me to say we are the greatest military in the world, but we make the best equipment in the world. I watched our anti-missile missiles. I watched our Patriots just knock things out like a needle hitting another needle on the stage. There's a needle up there, and you send another needle up, and it hits it every time. During the war, we went 14 for 14. We had 14, this is with Iran, we had 14 missiles coming at us. All 14 were knocked out of the sky, every one of them. We make the best equipment. From Sparta to Rome, to the British Empire, to the United States of America, history has shown that military supremacy has never been simply a matter of money or manpower. At the end of the day, it is the culture, spirit of our military that truly sets us apart from any other nation. Our ultimate strength will always come from the fierce people and those brilliant people with such pride and the unbending will and the traditions of excellence that have made us the most unstoppable force ever to walk the face of the earth. And that's what we are. Remember, we never want to use it, but we have the most powerful nuclear capability, and I call it nuclear deterrent of any other country. Nobody close. The men and women in this room inherit the legacy built and won by Washington and Jackson, Grant and Pershing, Eisenhower and Patton, Nimitz and LeMay. We carry forward the majestic military heritage passed down from father to son, soldier to soldier, and one generation of warriors to the next. You are warriors, you know that, right? You're great warriors, or you wouldn't be in this room. You're the best of the best. From Concord Bridge to Fort McHenry, from Gettysburg to Manila Bay, from Normandy to Sicily, and from the jungles of Vietnam to the dusty streets of Baghdad, America's military has charged into hellfire, climbed up jagged mountains, crossed roaring oceans, and thundered across open deserts to defend our flag, our freedom, and our homeland. Nobody does it like you. Now we are discovering American muscle, reasserting American might, and beginning the next story chapter in American military legends and lore. That's L-O-R-E. It is lore. When it comes to defending our way of life, nothing will slow us. No enemy will stop us. They cannot stop us. And no adversary will stand in our way. They won't stand in our way. We don't want them to stand in our way. We don't want to even put them in that position, but they're not going to stand in our way ever again. You'll never see 4 years like we had with Biden and that group of incompetent people that ran this country that should have never been there. Because we had the United States military, the best, the boldest, the bravest that the world has ever seen, that the world has ever known. With leaders like we have right here in this beautiful room today, we will vanquish every danger and crush every threat to our freedom in every generation to come. Because we will fight, 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 and we will win, win, win. I want to just thank you once again, and God bless the United States military, and God bless America. God bless you all. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, yeah! I love it, love it, love it. Oh, that was fun, guys. That was fun. Oh, man. What a day, what a day. Everything kind of stood still for Trump as he spoke. We covered pretty much everything. Again, guys, thanks again for all the love, support in the chat. We had a lot of fun during that speech from Trump. 73% of you say that we need Gundams in the United States naval space infantry, I guess, versus the spaceship Yamato. That's awesome. That's awesome. I definitely love the bias in the group, but have to say, even Gundam kind of started with the, the naval division first. So I kind of say it's got to start there first. You have to have somewhere to, of course, dock the mobile suits and work on them and service them and all that thing. They all can't just be like Gundam Wing where they go straight into space. There's only like 2 starships. 2 mobile suits in the entire series. Again, that's also a different timeline from Universal Century. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that, but it was fun, guys, while it lasted. Thanks again for participating in that poll. I love you guys. in the chat. Also, guys, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Guys, let's try to get the likes up to the watchers. Man, during the Trump speech, we had like over 50 at one point watching the live stream. Thanks again, guys, for coming out and yeah, taking part in the chaos this morning. Love it. Oh, but the chaos is not done yet. No, sir. We're going to go into overtime today. We got to get into, of course, the... I got to catch back in the chat, see what else you guys. Thanks again, yeah, from Braveheart, McFreedom, Cliff, guys. Thanks again for donating to the cause, and of course Tola as well. You know, keeping me less dry every single day with his supporting me with coffee. Braveheart McFreedom says, I didn't know the Yamato, what the Yamato was, but I voted for that mofo. I mean, either one honestly was a good pick in my opinion. But I mean, oh my God, the Gundams are just too damn cool. Yeah, and I had to show off my my USA Gundam as well. I think I might still have a few of these. I might actually, if I do, I'm gonna try maybe give some away on the stream at one point. I gotta check my inventory on model kits. But anyway, yeah, that was like a limited edition 2 or 3 years ago at Target or something like that. They brought that to America. It's pretty cool. Anyway, let's see what else we got here going on. So anyway, market cap for Bitcoin, I mean for crypto in total went down about $200 billion during his speech. Is now trying to come back up now. 200 billion? Yeah, 200 billion. That's ridiculous. No, 200 billion. No, 10 billion. 20 billion. Yeah, 20 billion. I'm thinking, yeah, it was 8 down to 8.7 and now back up to 8.8. So it's only dropped like 10 billion. Okay, that's a huge difference. Also, we watched the Dixie try to retest 98. Got shot back down to 97. Where is it? Come on, reload. No, yeah, 97.5, 97.75. So yeah, again, while Trump was speaking, we had a little bit of a pump in the Dixie, but of course got diminished relatively quickly. All right, and then of course Bitcoin holding 113,000 like a champ. And that was pretty much all I really noticed. All the coins on the bubbles are pretty much flat during his speech. We were looking at down 2% on roughly every coin. Now down 3%. Damn. So again, we could probably see this kind of shift back to normal maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure how today's going to really turn out. There's a lot of fear today, so maybe we're just going to chop down a little bit some of these gains from yesterday. Yeah, even on the week, we're coming down. We're bleeding a little bit now. Down 4% on the week. Holding most of the gains on the month, though. Still up 12% on average. Wow, in the top 100. Of course, because of Meme Core and MYX leading the way. Even Zcash, up 76% on the month. So yeah, Pith is still, damn guys, Pith is still my #1 pick in the top 100. I think it was Braveheart McFreedom that mentioned that earlier. I like what he had to say as well. What was it? If where was it? Where was Pith? Oh yeah. Braveheart said, I just bought some Pith. If it's good enough for the hottest government in the world, then it's good enough for me. 100% agree with you there. Still my #1 pick in the top 100 right now. Down 20% on the month. I think it was down, what, 30% on the week last time we looked at it yesterday. Where's Pith? Where's Pith? Might only be down 15% now. I already lost it. I already lost the damn thing. There it is. Okay, there it is. It's only down 6 or 7% on the day of the week. I guess there's still Crow. If you guys, I'm not a big fan of exchange tokens. I do not invest in them. Guys, not financial advice. You do you, boo-boo. But yeah, it's down 31% on Crow. Not a bad pickup right now, especially if you guys want to flip it in the near future. Polygon also down near 20%. Yeah, so again, top 100, I'm still picking Pith all day on that move. I mean, World Liberty Financial, if you want to play that coin as well, if you guys believe that's going to come back up. I personally don't invest also in Trump's coins, since Trump's meme coin, I haven't played that game. I'm glad I got in and out. I haven't lost any money since Terra Luna 2021, and I like to keep it that way. All right, why do I say that? Because I'm telling you guys, don't make a trade unless you're gonna win. Don't do it. Of course, that's satire. You can never always you never know with 100% certainty. But if you're in a project long enough, you will know that you have plenty of wiggle room to make some money in and out of a swing or something like that. All right, let's take a look at the top 200. Also, see what we have here. No internet. No, I better have internet. It's glitching out again. I think it did that before a few weeks ago. All right, so on the top losers on the day, let's take a look. Zan is down 36%. This coin just came out, so again, watch out. This coin just launched about a day or two ago. It's down 36%. It had a huge, massive run up, obviously on its launch, like every other coin. And then we have FF. That's a Falcon Finance. Also just launched within the last 2 days. I think it launched on Saturday, Sunday, something like that. So those are the big movers on the week. Those aren't even existent, obviously. Avantis is down 46% on the week. I know a lot of you guys like this coin. It's been talked about a lot. It's down almost 50% now. This is probably going to be my number 1 pick. I mean, again, it just came out. I don't like partaking in coins that already ran up after a launch, but it's got a lot of utility. The only thing I don't like about it is the token allocation, but other than that, I think that can be overlooked for some gains in the near future. Kita's also down near 40% as well. I think that's going to come back with a vengeance here the next month or two. ZBAC down 15% on the week. Let's see what else is down on the month. It's about the same, if not a little more spread out on the month, the 3 month, the year. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of coins on the top 200 haven't done anything this year. Okay, so I guess my top pick on the top 200 right now probably would be Advantage for you guys. Again, this is not financial advice. This is what I would be doing with my hard money, right? It would probably be Kita, Advantage. I'm probably going to stick with Advantage. That's a big enough pullback, I think, to start getting in with a decent position. So Advantage in the top 200 and Pith in the top 100 are my top picks right now on the day. Of course, the most down on the week. That's only the week, right? On Pith, no, it's a month. I think it's the month. Where the hell did Pith go? Oh yeah, down 21% on the month. Close second would be Polygon if I had to pick two. I feel like Polygon's a sleeping dragon. Hasn't done crap this year. It's actually down 46% on the year. I think it's going to do well with Pith. All right, guys. So those are my top picks again.
I'd buy that for $1.
That's what I would buy for $1. Did I get no audio on that? Really?
I'd buy that for
no. It's there. It's there. I'm just not hearing it. That's weird. Why am I not hearing that? All right. What is going on with my audio? Monitor off for, yeah, that's weird. I buy that for $1, damn it. There we go. Okay. Gotta fix the little gremlins that pop up on the stream. All right, guys, let's do a little run through Talking Heads real quick, see what's breaking, and we'd have to cover some crypto news. We haven't done that yet. What the hell? Of course, Trump took up a majority of the morning. All right, so they're talking about Spotify this morning, down 5.3%. Youch! For Spotify. All right, what else we got? CNBC. They're on break. Fox Business. They're also on break. And again, my daily reminder to you guys, if you want to catch all these live news feeds for free, go to newslive.com. Don't pay for something you get for free.
What are you, stupid?
Yes. No, we're not. No, we're doing this for free. If it's free, it's for me. That's what I always say. All right, here we go. Some headlines real quick before we run into crypto news. Shutdown would threaten the air travel modernization of flight system. Really? U.S. airlines coming out on the economy. This is not the first time we had a government shutdown. It will not be the last. The last time we had one was in October. I think it was August or September of 2013. Support for Trump accounts rises as Americans face savings shortfall. Yeah, no one's saving no damn money. What? With what? How are they saving money? Come on. They ain't got no money to save. Everyone's living on debt. Everyone credit. What the Fed, CBO, and Trump admin are projecting for the U.S. economy. Oof. We got some doom and fear on Fox Business today. All right.
Market clears minor.
Let's see. We'll just get some brief. Just targets here. U.S. economy is an inflection point of the Federal Reserve cut interest rates for the first time in the month amid indications of labor market weakening despite inflation remaining above the Fed's 2% target. Uncertainty is higher than Trump's administration. Changes to trade policy and tariffs, along with the shifts on immigration policy, would have produced an uncertain outlook for the economic growth, inflation, and unemployment for the prominent institutions. The Federal Reserve's rate cut announcement by updated economic projections. Jesus, got 2 coffees in me now, guys. While the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office (CBO) and the Trump administration's Office of Management of Budget (OMB) have also released fresh forecasts. What are the economic growth? Okay. Real gross domestic product growth totaled 2.4% in 2024. Department data shows that the economy grew at an analyzed rate of 1.6 in the first half of 2025. Okay, so we're still I don't know if we're going to beat last year's target. I don't know. French projections coming out in 1.6% in quarter 4 of 2025 compared to this last quarter of the year before. GDP growth is projected to rise 1.8 next year and 1.9% in 2027 before returning to 1.8 in 2028. Damn. September show 1.4 growth for 2025, rising 2.2% in 26 before returning to 1.8 in 27-28. I guess it's not that great. Inflation's still sticky, and tariffs though, I don't know. Tariffs still a wild card in my opinion. I think it's gonna throw a lot of money at the U.S. government, but I don't know if we're really gonna see that trickle into the economy for the. Is it even a middle class anymore? No, well, not really. The upper poor class. Yes, the upper poor class. All right, what else we have here? Walmart CEO says that AI will change literally every job in the world as retail evolves. Yes, more doom. I love it. Of course, pertaining to AI and robots taking over all the jobs. As I cover, it's a common theme on my channel. Walmart executives and artificial intelligence have had a hand in reshaping every job in the world, including the retail behemoth, otherwise known as the nation's largest private employer, Walmart. Walmart chief executive Doug McMillon, said it's very clear that AI is going to change literally every job during Workforce conference at the company's Bentonville headquarters. According to Wall Street's Journal, McMillan is among several chief executives who have been very vocal about technology changing the function of some roles or even eliminating some positions at Walmart. McMillan made it clear that some jobs and tasks could be on chopping block due to artificial intelligence. At the same time, it will also help create new roles. It's not the only person screaming from the rooftops about this. Amazon's also doing it too, as they just started testing with glasses, which are basically monitoring every single one of their workers in the future, but right now they're doing testing locations, monitoring their day-to-day actions, especially truck drivers, as they're more and more ready to roll out robots are going to take over those roles. OpenAI teams with Walmart to train millions of workers in artificial intelligence. Maybe there's a job in the world that AI won't change, but I haven't thought of it. McMillan said during the conference. I'm just going to call him McMillan from this point on. Executives at Walmart have already discussed AI's implications of the workforce during planning meetings with leaders tracking what jobs will decrease, increase, and stay steady. Still offering some reassurance, McMillan said during Walmart's Opportunity Summit in Bentonville, the company's growth, our goal is to create an opportunity for everybody to make it in the other side. Walmart has a history of getting stronger in moments of change. With AI, we're not waiting around. We're leaning in to make it work for their customers. Associates and partners, a Walmart spokesperson told Fox Business. All right. So yeah, it's coming, guys. It's coming. It's been a while since I did this segment. I love doing this segment. Let's do it. Yes. Where's the button? I got a button. Where's the button? No buttons? Oh my gosh. I can't. What the heck? Why is it not working? Oh, damn it. I guess I'm going to have to try again for next time. What the hell? Why can't I get this to go? Okay. Button. Who's got the button? What the hell? Why is it not working? All right. Here we go. Here, yes, there we go. Boom. Guys, everyone is coming. AI and of course robots are coming to take your job. If you are a driver, a telemarketer, a lawyer, a data entry clerk, an accountant, a writer, a journalist, a bookkeeper, a receptionist, a bank teller, a travel agent. If I can remember the rest of them. They're coming for your job. Factory workers, customer service representatives, fast food workers. You guys are already gone. You guys are done. They have screens at the checkout counter. No one talks about a human at the counter anymore. Of course, your friends and romantic loved ones are all in the chopping block. So there's going to be positions of bedroom that you or your loved one don't want to do anymore. All right, guys. There it is. Get it while you can. Make that money while you can, because the fiat slavery is gonna be real when everyone's living on UBI and the robots are taking over all your jobs. Okay. Ooh, man, that took me a minute. I haven't done that in a while. All right, so let's take a look and see what's going on with crypto news now. We are in overtime, almost at 11 Eastern. Wow, that's crazy. Let's see what's happening now over on Bitcoin.com news.bitcoin.com. Yeah, there we go. Bitcoin price watch bulls aim for 118,000, bear circle below 111. Yeah, we're gonna chop on through there soon. Okay, under pressure XRP price dances between breakout and breakdown. Okay, some more hopium FUD articles, mostly on the headlines today. Let's take a look at a different one here. Let's take a look at dailycoin.com. Kronos taps Amazon Web Services to bring real-world assets on chain. Kronos joins forces with AWS to make it easier for banks and institutions to bring real-world assets onto blockchain. I still don't like that Crow is doing all this stuff. XRP price inches towards $3. There's a hopium article there. Biggest world Bitcoin heist. That's a FUD article there. Stellar, ETH, yeah, mostly hopium and FUD on both of those. We have no real news on Daily Coin today. Let's take a look at Cointelegraph, because they usually don't show you any FUD articles, not that many anyway. Visa Direct tests stablecoins as cash equivalent for instant transfers. We could take a look at that real quick. Visa has launched a stablecoin pilot using USDC and EURC to enable real-time cross-border payouts, aiming to modernize treasury operations. Visa has launched a pilot allowing banks and financial institutions to pre-fund cross-border payments using stablecoins. Announced at SIBOS 2025, the Visa Direct stablecoin pilot enables select partners to use Circle's USDC and EURC. EURC, right, as the pre-funded assets to facilitate near instant payments. According to Tuesday's announcement, cross-border payments, isn't that XRP's thing, right?
What are you, stupid?
Anyway, have been stuck in outdated systems for far too long, says Chris Newkirk, not Chris Larson. Just saying. President have commercial and money movements solutions at Visa. You know that XRP is going to come out in some sort of fashion to talk about this. You would think by now. So the goal is to reduce the need for capital to park in advance and modernize treasury operations. Visa Direct's new stablecoins integration lays the groundwork for money to move instantly across the world, giving businesses more choice in how they pay. Or you could do that in the most decentralized way via Bitcoin, right? You could just do that via Bitcoin. You don't need a bank. You don't need an institution. You don't need nothing to govern it except for the Bitcoin network itself. Or there's plenty of other options as well. Of course, one tried and true Bitcoin. Watch these Bitcoin price levels, yada, yada, yada. Quitting Trump's top crypto job wasn't easy. That's, of course, Bo Hines, who left to go to Tether. Strategy stacks 7,000 Bitcoin. Really? Did they just add more today? What? Strategy has slowed down its Bitcoin acquisition strategy with smaller buys this month. Yeah, they only bought 195 yesterday. I'm not sure where they're getting these numbers. They're talking about just the whole month. Prices slumped in September, but that didn't stop Michael Saylor from scooping up over 7,000, probably within the whole month of September. That'd probably be Strategy stacks 7,378 Bitcoin, worth over 837 million. Do I have a time here on here? You're just gonna let me read forever until you give it to me. Okay, yeah, over Bitcoin this month. That's total this month, with an average price of 113,500. So not too far away from where it is right now. Okay, all right, moving on. Bitcoin isn't dying; it's becoming domesticated. Ooh, I wonder who said that. I just want to find out who said that and then move on from that. opinion piece by Nick Puckerin. I don't know who the hell that guy's. CEO of Coin Bureau. Okay, Coin Bureau. Okay. Moving on. Let's take a look at one more site. Let's see what else is happening. You know what's best site to look at? How about the Real News website, guys? Over on X. Let's do some doom scrolling. I had some things I wanted to catch up with you guys from yesterday. Another Japanese company, Starseed, announces buying more Bitcoin. Guys, we don't know who the hell these guys even are. It's a Japanese company. It's probably going to be the second largest or the second best appreciated asset in Japan if they continue to buy Bitcoin. Because all you have to do is buy and hold Bitcoin, and you, of course, show the rest of the world that you mean business. Just in, gold reaches a new all-time high of 3,870. That came out yesterday. Let's see where gold's at today, shall we? Let's take a look and see where gold's at today. Gold currently sitting at 3,851, down from an all-time high of 3,872. Redonkulous, guys, on gold. Continues to go, and of course we're lagging behind gold, and we're going to see a huge breakout to the upside. I wonder where that's going to be. Well, I think I actually have that to share with you soon on the Real News, of course, over on X. Eric Trump says yet again that Bitcoin will hit $1 million soon. When?
When will then be now? Soon.
Create a Fidelity digital asset wallet, and I said yes. I literally clicked yes on it, and all of a sudden you could buy Bitcoin on there. You look at what Chase is doing, you look at what all the major banks are doing, right? I mean, all of a sudden you're no longer trying to do, buy Bitcoin using a ledger and using, DeFi. You can literally buy it through spot ETFs for the first time, and every bank is custodying it. I mean, we are on the 1 yard line of cryptocurrency, and we've got another whole field to run, as explosive as it's been. So I do think it hits $1 million eventually. I've never been more bullish on anything in my life. And listen, Charles, I was telling everybody to buy it when it was at 40,000, and here we sit at 115,000. Right. I'm more bullish on it today because of the legislation in this country, and because of how widely adopted it's been. And I can tell you, I talk to the biggest companies, the biggest families in the world, and every single one of them is racing to buy Bitcoins.
There we go. That's Eric Trump yet again. That was yesterday, I believe. Bitcoin was around 115,000. All right, so Pakistan Prime Minister told the United Nations they will adopt Bitcoin and crypto. They're the tools of the future. I think we covered that one yesterday morning. Yeah, I think we're up to date. Okay, guys, let's do some doom scrolling again. Unfiltered, unvetted doom scrolling. Orange is coming, says Sailor. Orange is coming.
It starts with a drop.
Oh, God. Takes over the whole world. All right, and everyone ditches their dollars for crypto. Buy crypto, says Jim Cramer. Oh no. Look at this. Is this real? This is him. Yeah, that's really him. I definitely got to reshare that one. That could be a good omen or a bad omen. Our national debt currently sitting at 37,631 billion. Yeah, it's redonkulous, guys. Redonkulous. Continues to tick upwards forever. They're even higher than the debt clock. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh yeah, your family shares about $1 million. That's insane. National debt clock on average. That's insane. Okay, USDT issuer Tether buys another 8,888 Bitcoin worth $1 billion in Q3 of 2025 alone. This is the last 3 months. That's ridiculous. Yeah, breaking Governor Ron DeSantis doubles down and says he is actively working on drafting a constitutional amendment to abolish property taxes homeowners by next year. DeSantis is killing it in his state. Maybe killing the state too. We don't know. We don't know. Let me know in chat. You guys think it's a good idea to open carry like literally every single firearm you have on your person when you go out in the public? You think that would maybe ruffle some feathers? I don't know. We'll see how it's kind of an experiment right now in Florida. We'll see how that goes. All right, so yeah, property taxes definitely. I'm really excited to see how this goes. Especially you pair that with maybe some less crypto taxes in the United States. I'm probably going to be back in Florida soon. Soon, yes.
When will then be now? Soon.
All right, what else? Tether buys over 8,000 Bitcoin. Yes. Oh my God. Is that who I think it is? Oh my, is that Grady? No way, no way, no way. Oh my God, no way.
Just chill out.
Yes.
Drink a 7-Up, eat a moon pie. Quit murdering people.
Yes, don't do that. All right, I really think that's him. It looks like him.
There's things in life you just can't believe. So you order up a prostitute, right? This prostitute lives with his mother, by the way. He's got a massive criminal history, a 21-year criminal history with 31 criminal charges. So you order up a prostitute, and that's what you think you're getting. Now, when you look at that, you go, wow, that's pretty rough, but, you know, any port in a storm. And then the next morning when you wake up, you find out this is who it really is. Yeah. We call that coyote ugly. You see, he's laying on your arm in bed. You go, well, it was rough last night, but I've sobered up. I think I'll just chew my arm off and ease away so I don't disturb him or wake him up.
Oh man, Jake said coming with a $2 super chat saying, "Wait, the guy did Officer Grady or Sheriff Grady just arrest Nebs?" Oh no, yeah, that's Elon Musk. It's like, yeah, based. Elon Musk just discovered Sheriff Grady. That is awesome. Yes. Oh man, well if he would have watched my show, he would have. He would have seen Grady, of course, on the worst days of our space. All right, that's hilarious. I cannot believe that Elon Musk tweeted that. All right, Jake. I love it, Jake. I love it. I got to catch back up in the chat. You see $20. I see, 20,000 sats. I didn't just buy Bitcoin. I bought the future pricing power of that dollar. Can't hold on to. Yes, I love this, of course. Comment from Jamie over on X. We have Bitcoin news just in. Yadi Yang has pled guilty to UK of illegally acquiring $6.7 billion in Bitcoin. Police have possession of 61,000 Bitcoin she stole in the largest cryptocurrency seizure in history. Now, how are they going to convince her to give that up, though? Right? That's what I never understood about this whole seizing of crypto assets thing. Like, that's such a gray area. Like, if someone's taking me in, I'm not going to give it up. They'd have to throw me away for life to maybe get a plea deal for me to give some of it up, not all of it. Just in, Barron Trumps has reportedly made $80 million from Bitcoin and crypto investments, because according to Forbes. Forbes has been very, very progressively pro-crypto over the years. I'm very, very surprised how they've been reporting lately. He knows something we don't. Of course, he knows what's up. He's in the back rooms, right? Anyone in the back rooms knows what's up. Arthur Hayes says Bitcoin's going to 3.4 million now by 2028. Did he really say that? There's no way. His last call for $1 million was like 2026, and even then I feel like that was iffy, right? That's definitely iffy. 3.4 million by 2028. Arthur Hayes projected Bitcoin reach 3.4 million by 2028 under specific speculative assumptions about the U.S. fiscal and monetary policy under a Trump presidency. Particularly, he noted the massive credit expansion and the money printing to control the yield curve. However, he's ultimately clarified that this model would be based on speculative figure. Did not expect Bitcoin to actually hit that specific price. Although he believes that the market will be higher than current levels, the core argument is that the increased dollar debasement and money printing would drive investors to hard assets like Bitcoin. All right, so massive credit growth, the dollar debasement, fight to hard assets, and Treasury Secretary's rule. Scott Bessent, of course, moving for a more digital asset, monetizing debt, and yada, yada, yada. Hayes clarification, stating that the 3.4 million figure is theoretical outcome to his model. He believes that the actual Bitcoin price may reach that specific level, but overall direction is positive due to anticipated monetary policy changes. All right. So that's what's going on with so I knew he wouldn't say that specifically. It's gonna go there like dead ass. No. But we definitely want to be picking up some. I'm telling you guys, we don't know if we're ever going back down after we start printing money. Essentially, I mean, we're not going to do that, but I mean, to buy Bitcoin, we eventually start buying Bitcoin in the United States. It's probably never going to go back down after that. 175 billion is sitting in Tether stablecoins. They would be. Why would so many people hold Tether instead of Bitcoin? It's coming. My only answer to this is that we don't have enough regulation, enough clarity. Right? Clarity. That's why it's called the Clarity Act. Well, they actually now changed the name to the Market Structure Bill for a lot of old money. in old money, also diving into things that are gain yield. Guess what just came out last week? We covered it. We're talking about, of course, BlackRock's newest ETF to generate yield with Bitcoin. That's going to be huge for through legacy TradFi. Of course, now that they are getting a little bit familiar with Bitcoin and of course digital assets, now I think that asset is going to be the driving factor for old money to get into crypto, because that was Warren Buffett's number one gripe against Bitcoin. It doesn't produce a yield. It doesn't produce a yield. It doesn't create anything. It doesn't create anything. No, we're basically storing the value of digital energy, our energy via digital currency. Anyway, what else we got here? The next pump is sponsored by FTX. Yeah, that's right. Today, over 5.5 billion, over 5 billion will be repaid to creditors within stable coins. Today. This came out 19 hours ago, so this is happening today. So they're going to be getting stablecoins. That's not going to affect the market at all. If anything, it's going to affect the market to the upside, because a lot of these, of course, crypto enthusiasts are getting money back, fresh money they can throw back into the market right before it explodes, right before, of course, October. So this could be a really good thing to drive markets, to a little higher into next month. All right, so watch out for that. And then Fidelity just bought $300 million worth of Bitcoin. Let's freaking go. That's coming out from Vivek. I don't know. He's all over the place in terms of timelines. I can't tell if what he says is new, old. I'm just going to run with that one. Okay, breaking. YouTube has agreed with pay President Trump $24.5 million for their 2021 suspension for his channel. What? That's crazy. President Trump is approaching $100 million in settlements as ABC, CBS, Meta, and others have already paid out. Wow. Ridiculous. Of course, there's Eric Trump yesterday. Bullish SEC Chair Atkins announced that cryptos is number one priority right now. So, of course, it's Paul Atkins. What else we have here? BlackRock says CIO, the Federal Reserve, will cut rates by 50 basis points. Really? BlackRock is saying they're going to the next Fed Reserve is going to cut 50? I guess they know something we don't in terms of what's about to be reporting. The jobs numbers next month is going to probably be ridiculous. Corey, I'm not sure what's going on with that. 829 billion. Bernstein says the bull market will continue into 2027. What? That's a 6-year cycle. What? That predicts 200,000 Bitcoin by next year. Which is fair. If we do drag this into next year and we just prolong it out, I think it's conservative to say that we're going to hit 200,000 into next year. That's fair. The highest IQ nonsense. Oh yeah, we already covered all that. Jack Mahler said gives the best argument ever on why Bitcoin is superior to gold against Peter Schiff. That's old. I don't think he did another round with Peter Schiff. That's got to be the old one from last year. Firing Peter was the best decision he ever made. Oh my God! I actually ripped into Peter either this morning or I don't know. I was tossing. I forget. Yesterday, I ripped into him really hard. Either yesterday or this morning about his just nonsense. I'm gonna see if I can even find him. Let me see. Can I even look at that? Screw it. I don't have time for it. 78% chance of a government shutdown by tomorrow. Of course, that's today now. It's gonna pretty much happen. It's like 85% chance right now on Polymarket. All right, guys. Let me get back in the chat. Catch up with you guys. I think we pretty much have an idea where the the market's gonna go, or at least the overall feel of the sentiment right now before the shutdown. All right, let's catch back up in the chat. We are the Knights who say knee, says Alec. Of course, I replied, we're the formerly the Knights who say knee. Now we're the Knights who say icky patang, bow. Oh man, I love of course my Python and Holy Grail. Yes, Jake the Snake says, oh yeah, Kool-Aid, yeah. Oh yeah. Alex says, America, fuck yeah, I'm born to save another fucking day. Yes, Alec. Yes, I don't know what Yamato was, but I voted for that mofo anyway, says Braveheart. Yes. Braveheart and freedom for sure. Super Danny. So Super Danny knows what spaceship Yamato is. He's in Japan right now, guys. He'll probably show you a picture. It's just in and out of a shop right now. Yeah, Jake the Snake says, nope, no internet. Yeah, Jake the Snake says, the Compooper says so. I guess so. Yeah, Jake the Snake says, Zebek. Yeah, Zebek. I spent more on Avantis today than any other coin, says Braveheart. Again, that could be an opportunity of a lifetime. You never know. Jake the Snake says, all right, I'll buy Avantis because my financial friend advisor told me to. No, I am not a financial advisor. I do not offer financial advice. Take my job, please, says Strawberry. She's still begging AI to take her job. Cliff says, I wonder when there will be a chat call option to speak with an AI. It's already here. What, are you kidding me? It's already here. I mean, you pretty much call every major retailer. You don't talk to you personally anymore. I know Best Buy, you cannot even talk to a store unless you put in a formal request, and you have to wait a week or something like that. It's ridiculous. Silver, Kurt Russell's bought 2,000. Yes, the Kurt Russell bought 2,000, and crypto is all risk on, says Jake. King Jake McFreedom, good morning. Yes, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, welcome to the party, pal. Welcome to the party, GK. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. Of course, we're handing out wrenches to everyone who hits, who subscribes before we hit 1,000 subs, guys. We're trying to give away 1,000 wrenches, and then we will never need another moderator ever again. We're pretty much good on all the robot cracking people in the chat. Yeah, the guy who said the thing. This is the guy that said the thing. Yeah, of course, that was Sheriff Grady. Yeah, I love the sheriff. I love him too, man. He just tell it like it is. I love it. Prostitute lives with his auntie. Oh, God. I cannot believe that people actually wake up to something like that. Yeah, Cliff says, yeah, don't sell yourself short. Maybe Elon did catch you on the stream. Oh, geez. Ramona coming with a $10 super chat. Boom.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Yes, happy Tuesday, happy Taco Tuesday. How's it going, Ramona? Of course, a crypto mom in the house. Yes, Taco Tuesday. What is the symbol for Advantis? Is it AVNT, right? I'm pretty sure it's AVNT or AVT. One of those twos. Hit the like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Thanks again, Crypto Mom. We love you, Ramona. We love you. Speaking of which, I was talking with Nebs and Jake and some others in the chat. Yeah, Gamma Goddess, and oh my God, too many to even name about coming on the channel. I definitely would love to have you on, Ramona, one night. And at some point, maybe even do like a community roundtable, a Crypto Chaos community roundtable. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Also, again, getting people's feet wet if they want to get on YouTube and do stuff. I definitely would love to help you guys out in doing that. I think Ramona, I think you would be the perfect essential asset for everyone looking to get into any kind of financial, help or assistance, not advice. Be very clear. All right. So yeah, let me know, Ramona, if that's something you'd be interested in as well. Yeah, Cliff says, I don't sell yourself short. Maybe Elon did catch your stream. Yeah, maybe. I know Sailor does, because he keeps talking about
Satoshi started a fire in cyberspace.
Yes.
Take your fiat currency and feed the fire.
Bitcoin's powered by chaos.
I know he's been watching me, because after I started streaming on live on YouTube, he started saying stuff like that on at Bitcoin 2024 and 2025. Yeah, would love to do your show. Yeah. Oh my God, Ramona, I'm so happy to hear that. I would love to have you on again. I promised to Jake you'd be number one, because we've been talking about that for a long time, and we're pretty much ready for him to roll on out. So probably Thursday night, we're gonna have Jake the Snake on, and then yeah, definitely looking at setting up an entire segment at the end of every live stream if I can in the evenings to have a guest on. So or guests plural. I'd love to do a crypto roundtable, maybe like our own Friday night thing or something. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Maybe Thursday will be the the night we can do something like that. It's gonna be a lot of fun, guys. I cannot believe we're so close to 1,000. So close. All the things. And I've been looking at plushies. Oh my God. Oh, I got a merchandise nightmare. Merchandise dream, I guess. I've been dreaming about oh my God, plushies. It's up there. I had to buy a certain amount, but oh my God, it'd be so worth it. All right, yeah, so let's see what else we have here. Yeah, boom, I did get another subscriber. Yes, 937. Oh my gosh, thanks again, Cliff, for keeping track for us. I can only look behind me. I got a ticker behind me to kind of keep up with the live count. I could probably find another way to do it on YouTube. I'm sure OBS has got pretty much everything I need, but they do not have that on the native panels, which is really weird. They can tell me who's concurrently watching and the chat rate and the views, but it doesn't see the subscribers, which is kind of weird. Yeah, Financial Friendship says Jake the Snake. Yes, dude, that's actually a pretty good show name. Honestly, Ramona, if you want to set up a show, that would be a really good name. Just saying. You guys have amazing ideas, of course. Yeah, contributing to the chaos every single day. I can't wait to see where we are in 2026. Super Danny says, yes, pump our bags, Eric. Eric Trump, of course, calling for $1 million Bitcoin soon. He said soon.
When will then be now? Soon.
Oh, geez, yes. What else we got here? King Jake McFreedom, good morning. Super Danny, of course, over and across the pond. I actually looked at going to Japan. I was looking into it. I had such a bad weekend, guys. I was looking to get the hell out of the country. I was that bad. And I looked at flights to Japan right now, and they're actually not that bad. It's like $400 or $500 depending on where you look. Each way, so about $1,000 total. I almost got out. Right, yes, Financial Friendship. After a 1,000 sub, is there a possibility of a Crypto Otaku plushie? That's what I'm thinking, man. I would definitely throw some money at that, and probably sit on a box of them for a long time. But that's fine too, because then we can give them away, you know. So I'm definitely thinking about it. I don't know how big they would have to be, or the minimums I think have to be like 300 maybe. So about a $900,000 investment. It depends on the size. It might be $1,200. But realistically, I'd love to do it. I think that'd be awesome. Bowling jackets, Ben Lauren. Oh my God, there's so many ideas. Yeah, so many ideas. It's not bad. I would love to have a summer or seasonal home there. You talking about Florida? You talking about Japan? Japan, yeah, probably Japan. I would love to do that too. Yeah, Super Daddy, let me know since you're over there. If you have an idea of how long. Can you get like a 5-year visa in Japan? Right now, I've been just looking at 5-year visas in Thailand just because it's cheap. But it's also very, very, safe for Americans. They welcome Americans pretty well. The tourism over there is now very pro-crypto. So it's looking really good for Thailand. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, working with you guys in the spirit, says Ben. Good morning, Ben. Happy to have you here as well. We're in overtime. Almost 11:30 Eastern. That's crazy. I still got to go out and do a couple mile run. Being progressively getting farther and farther. I'm not going to go as hard as I did yesterday, man. I was so mad from the weekend. I pushed myself and I ended up going into a sleep coma. If you guys didn't catch the morning live stream, that's where I was, waking up from a 14-hour sleep coma. Yeah, and it was because my phone ended up being dead. It got knocked out of the wall, my charger, and I didn't know, and I just kind of slept through it. Didn't wake up until my my fan shut off. I have an automatic. My fan shuts off, but for the live stream, I know when to get up. And I'm like, oh my God, I slept through my evening live stream. It's insane. All right, yes, after 1,000 subs, is there a possibility of plushies? Yes. Ben Lawrence, yes. The line, everybody knows somebody or somebody who loves a plushie. Everyone loves plushies. Oh my God. Yeah, 90-day tourism visa, Guam, not a fair flight from Japan. No, not a far flight from Japan. Nice. Yeah, Cliff, I like that idea as well. I still think that I need to go to Japan first before I go to Thailand, and then head over to maybe Vietnam, and what's the other one I wanted to take a look at? Oh, I forget. But Chiang Mai is like my number one destination right now in my head, just by the affordability and yeah, where they are right now with being such a pro-crypto nation. All right, guys, so that's pretty much all I got. Love hanging out with you guys, but I do gotta run. Literally, I gotta go run. Yeah, have a good day, and of course, we're gonna catch you again tonight. Thanks again for everyone who supported the chat. We got Ramona, number one, a fan, of course. Crypto Mom sitting at 750 XP. We got number two, Braveheart McFreedom, just a hair above Cliff. coming in at 350 and 325 respectively. Thanks again, guys. And of course, our follow-up in the chat to number 4 and number 5, Jake the Snake and Tola, tied with Nebs. How's it going, guys? Thanks again. I appreciate you guys coming out and having some chaos with me. All right, guys, have a great one. I'll catch you tonight. It'll be soon. It'll be pretty soon. it's like
when
what?
will then be now? Soon.
It's only like 9 hours away. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.
Fly me to the moon. Let me trade among the stars. Let me see what freedom's like without money and gold bars. In other words, bold night king. Oh! In other words, let's make history. Oh! Fill my walls with more songs and let me huddle forevermore and more and more and more and more. I long for Hollywood talking and door. In other words, I choose you. In other words, I love you.
Oh yeah, I could see myself there, Jake. You say it's safer than Cincinnati, Columbus, all of course, Dayton for sure. I could see myself sitting in the in the subways, just building model kits and living in the streets. An otaku dream, I say, an otaku dream. Yes. All right, yes, later, financial friends, says Jake the Snake. Later, guys, have a great day. And yeah, enjoy the fiat factory while you still can, because you're going to be replaced soon. How soon? I don't know. Very soon.
When will then be now? Soon.
Later.